This week's episode of WWE SmackDown was packed with non-stop drama, chaos, and emotional highs and lows, both in and out of the ring, starting with what should have been a standard singles match but quickly spiraled into mayhem. Aleister Black was originally scheduled to face Kit Wilson of Pretty Deadly, but the bout never got underway thanks to a sudden and violent interruption by Ron Killings. Charging out from the backstage area, the veteran superstar made a beeline for Wilson, attacking him and locking in a fierce STF hold until Wilson passed out. The shocking assault left Black in stunned silence as he stood in the ring, completely blindsided by Killings' actions. JB Noble hurried down the ramp to try and get Killings under control, but the former champion looked completely unhinged and beyond reason. The evening's unpredictability didn't stop there. Shortly after that chaos, Cody Rhodes made his entrance, presumably to address his upcoming King of the Ring semifinal clash with Jey Uso. However, before Rhodes could say a word, Jey stormed to the ring, hurling passionate and intense words at his opponent. But before the tension between the two could escalate further, Sami Zayn joined the confrontation. Zayn reminded the WWE Universe of his goal to win his first World Championship, and his hunger was evident. The scene grew even more crowded when Randy Orton appeared, laying claim to the throne and asserting his dominance as one of the tournament favorites. Despite the energy in the ring, Cody Rhodes remained unusually silent throughout the segment, a noticeable and haunting choice considering his recent setbacks and long road back to the title scene after his WrestleMania heartbreak. His silence only added to the intrigue surrounding his mindset and motivations. As that segment seamlessly transitioned into the highly anticipated King of the Ring semifinal between Orton and Zayn, expectations were high. Zayn entered the match with momentum, having previously defeated Penta, Dominic Mysterio, and Bron Breakker. Orton, on the other hand, had toppled Aleister Black, LA Knight, and Carmelo Hayes. It was a collision between experience and heart. Orton dominated the early stages with calculated precision, but Zayn fired back with passionate intensity, unleashing suplexes, stiff strikes, and even slamming Orton onto the announce table. He also pulled off his signature Blue Thunder Bomb, always impressive but once again not enough to put his opponent away. In the end, both men knew only a finishing move could seal the deal. Zayn went for the Helluva Kick, but out of nowhere, Orton struck with a devastating RKO to secure the win and move on to the finals. Interestingly, fans had noticed a subtle spoiler ahead of time as Orton had been shown with a small crown in tournament graphics, a clue WWE may have unintentionally revealed too early. Many fans believed Zayn deserved the win, especially with his long-term rival Gunther currently holding championship gold, but WWE chose to push Orton forward instead. Zayn's aggressive tactics during the match, including a rare eye poke, suggested that Karrion Kross's psychological influence may be affecting him more than anyone realized. Backstage, the Killings-Black conflict continued to simmer. Black demanded answers about why Killings kept interfering in his matches. Things escalated when Damian Priest stepped in, urging Killings to direct his aggression toward John Cena instead. That challenge manifested later in the night when Killings faced off against Cena in singles competition. Surprisingly, Killings walked away with a win, albeit via disqualification after Cena resorted to using the undisputed WWE Championship belt as a weapon. During commentary, Killings was referred to as Caesar Truth, creating confusion over whether WWE was reintroducing his old ring name or if it was just a commentary misstep. While Killings technically won, Cena had the last laugh, brutally assaulting him after the bell. That's when CM Punk's music hit, igniting the crowd's hopes for a save. But Punk's heroic moment was cut short when Cena delivered a low blow and followed it up with brutal title shots and an attitude adjustment through a table. Cena grabbed the mic and delivered his own version of Punk's iconic pipe bomb promo, breaking the fourth wall and verbally tearing into Punk. Cena mocked Punk for being a self-proclaimed rebel while living like a corporate millionaire. He even name-dropped Claudio Castagnoli, Nick Nemeth, and Matt Cardona, remarks that were reportedly unscripted. Cena dubbed Punk Mr. TKO, calling him a poser rather than a punk, in what was perhaps one of the most savage promos of his career. The show closed with Punk, dazed and broken, being helped up by referee Daphne Leon, visibly shaken and speechless, a sign of just how high the stakes have become in their rivalry. Meanwhile, the situation with Trick Williams in TNA has stirred controversy. Despite his recent success in capturing the TNA World Championship, backstage sources say that not everyone in the locker room is thrilled about it. Mike Santana voiced that sentiment publicly, stating that many believe Trick isn't the right fit for TNA's top spot and that the champion is fully aware of the tension. This may only serve to make Trick's reign more compelling, as he's now fighting for respect as much as victories. Elsewhere in WWE, Bronson Reed looked for redemption after being cheated out of the King of the Ring by LA Knight. Knight opened SmackDown with a fired-up promo targeting Seth Rollins and his group. Paul Heyman attempted to calm things down but failed, as Knight armed himself with a chair and sent Braun Breaker and Reed packing. Later, Knight and Reed clashed in a hard-hitting singles match. While Knight technically won due to a disqualification when Breaker interfered, he was left blooded and battered. Strangely, despite previously helping both Cody and Jey Uso in the tournament, neither man came to Knight's aid, something that may impact future alliances. In the women's division, Asuka proved she's still a dominant force, defeating Alexa Bliss to secure her spot in the Queen of the Ring finals. She had already overcome Stephanie Baker, Raquel Rodriguez, and Ivy Nile in a tough fatal four-way. Now she's set to face either Jade Cargill or Roxanne Perez at Night of Champions. Bliss, recently returned to action after time off to start a family, came close to winning but was outsmarted by Asuka's tactics and precision. Despite the loss, Bliss's presence is setting up a potential storyline with Charlotte Flair, as both women continue to push for momentum. Flair picked up a much-needed win over Chelsea Green but was immediately assaulted by Piper Niven and Alba Fire afterward. A terrifying moment saw Niven land hard on Flair's previously injured knee, though she seemed okay post-match. Bliss eventually came to Flair's aid, but both women exchanged tense glares, teasing a rocky partnership that could explode at any moment. Elsewhere, WWE teased a potential Money in the Bank cash-in when Nia Jax attacked Tiffany Stratton following a promo segment. Naomi appeared ready to cash in but was thwarted by Jax, adding intrigue to a division still seeking creative clarity. Naomi hasn't held a singles title in nearly a decade, so fans are eagerly watching for that potential moment of triumph. The Wyatt Six were also announced for a SmackDown Tag Team Championship match next week against the Street Profits, a surprising move considering their relatively recent debut. Perhaps WWE intends to fast-track them into title re.